$111,000 from one Upwork client is the worst deal that I've ever signed. But this contract taught me the single most expensive lesson in freelancing. And if you're on Upwork, you can't afford to learn it the way I did. And it wasn't because the client was bad. They were actually excellent. It wasn't because the money wasn't real. It was technically a life-changing amount of money. But it was because the contract took the best hours of my working week for 13 months and locked them at a fixed rate, while better deals were sitting right there. 14 years in the game, top 1% on Upwork, expert vetted. The contract that you're about to see was my biggest and also my worst. So guys, today I'll show you the screenshot, the maths, and the $4,500 a month retainer client who proves the difference. The client was a US e-commerce business in the B2B space. $500,000 a month in ad spend when I started with them. They came to me wanting an audit. I delivered the audit. I pitched implementation. They said yes. We agreed to a 90-day strategy. Then it kept rolling. By month 9, they were spending $750,000 a month. Profitability had tripled under my management, and some of the categories that they had given up on had become their best earners. They actually referred me to another business they work with, and that business is still my client today. So if you're scoring this on outcome alone, this was a textbook win. But if you're scoring it on what I should have actually earned for the work that I did, it's the worst contract that I have ever taken on. Let me show you why. 1,110 hours, $100 an hour, 13 months. That's roughly 85 hours a month on one client. 85 hours a month is 2.5 full working days a week. Every week for over a year. I work weekends, I work long hours, so I wasn't completely full. But that contract took the best hours of my week. The hours when my brain works, when clients want responses, want meetings, when new work comes through the door. 2.5 days a week were locked in at $100 per hour. By month 6 on the account, I knew it inside out. By month 9, I'd built reporting automation around it. I knew the patterns. I knew the seasonality. And by this point, the work that used to take me 24 hours in month 2 was taking me 12 by month 9. I was getting better. My service was improving. I was getting faster, sharper. The client was getting more value than ever because I knew their accounts so well, I could spot things that even their internal team missed. And every single month that I got better at that job, the contract paid me less. Because hourly billing only pays you for time, not for what you bring to the table. And that's the trap. Hourly rates punish you for getting better at your job. Now let's switch it up and I'll tell you about a different client completely. I have a retainer client that pays $4,500 a month. When I started with them, the work took me about 15 hours a month, maybe 20. I was earning roughly $300 an hour effective rate. I'd priced it on what the deliverable was worth, not how long it took me to do. 18 months in, I'm doing the same work, same reporting, same campaign performance, often better performance because I know the account so well, in 7 to 8 hours a month. That same client has the same outcome, but half of my time. The retainer didn't drop. The client didn't ask. They're not paying me for time. They're paying me for the ROI they receive, the value proposition. If I was running that same account on an hourly basis at $100 an hour, I'd be earning $800 a month, a fifth of what I'm actually earning for the exact same outcome. Same client, same skill, different invoice. The retainer client rewards me every time that I get better. The Upwork hourly contract client, it punished me every time I got better. So just pause for a second. If you're billing hourly on a long-term client right now, you already know what I'm describing. You can feel it inside. Drop a 1 in the comments if you felt it. The slow realization that every shortcut that you find, every system that you build, every hour you save is taking money out of your own pocket. And my dad has said this to me since I was a little kid. It's not what you pay a man, it's what he costs you. Clients don't care what they pay you. They care what you cost them. If your work brings them real return, real ROI, if you're growing their business, protecting their margins, spotting things that their internal team can't spot, they don't care if you bill them $50 an hour or if you bill them $15,000 a month. They care about the number on their bottom line. Retainer clients don't ask how many hours I worked last month. They ask if account performance improved. If yes, the retainer continues. If no, we have a conversation, and that's on me. The Upwork hourly model is the opposite. Clients want the freelancers to log fewer hours. The freelancers want to log more. You're both watching the clock from opposite sides with opposite intentions. And guess what? That's not a partnership. That's a fight that neither of you wanted. So 3 takeaways. 1. Every hour that you save on a client's account should pay you more, not less. If your pricing structure punishes you for being good at your job, the structure is wrong. Doesn't matter how good the client is, doesn't matter how big the contract looks. 2, pitch the retainer to the client during the audit phase, not after the relationship is running. Once you're embedded on hourly, you can't really move to a retainer mid-contract without a very, very difficult conversation. So, set the structure before the trust gets built. It's 1,000 times easier on day 1 than on month 9. And 3, stop asking what to charge per hour internally. Stop letting clients ask you. Start asking what the result is worth to the client every month for the next 12 months. That's your retainer. It might be $1,000, it might be $2,000, it might be $20,000. The answer isn't more hours, and that's a fact. The Upwork client paying me $100 an hour and the retainer client paying me $4,500 a month are doing the same kind of work. The difference between them, it's not skill, it isn't industry, and it certainly isn't luck. It's the invoice. Guys, hear me when I say this. If I could run that 13-month Upwork contract again, I'd price the audit as a one-off, I'd offer a monthly retainer for the campaign work, and I'd cap my time and let the deliverable be the contract. Same client, same scope, same result. Different invoice. And probably the best client relationship that I'd ever had. Instead of the one that capped my income for 13 months and almost stopped me building everything else that I have built to this day. Because here's what I want you to understand. The things that I'm doing right now, the partnerships that I have, the caravan sites that I own, the channel you're watching, the retainer book that pays me whether I open Upwork or not, none of that existed when I was working on that contract. It couldn't. I didn't have the hours. 2.5 days a week were locked at $100 an hour, and that meant that I was trading the future that I should have been building for money I was earning today. And guys, that's the real cost of hourly contracts. It's not the dollars on the invoice, it's the years that they take from you while you're not looking. I'm not saying $111,000 was bad money. I'm saying there was a better way to make it. Clients don't care what they pay you, they care what you cost them. Price it like that. So guys, on all of your future contracts, I don't know where you are in your freelancer journey, but the value proposition is where you should stick the pin when you are quoting. Not by the hours that you spend, but what you generate for the client. If you do that, you have significantly more time to continue to grow your business. It's not rocket science. It's just factual. If you're bidding by the hour, at the end of the day, you're going to get to a point where you have 12 hours a day of work capped at a certain rate, and you've lost it. You've lost the ability to build and fulfill your potential. If you've enjoyed this video, guys, go and check this one out. It will help you on your Upwork journey. My name's Michael Elliott. I'll catch you in the next one.